Defend yourself against DDoS attacks by hiding your true IP address with ExpressVPN, and visit my custom link expressvpn.com/ghilliemaster in the description to find out how you can get an extra 3 months free. Hey everyone, and welcome to another GTA Online video here on the channel. And guys, in this one I want to discuss the current state of PvP in GTA Online. I don't know if it's just me, but as of late, it's just been super horrible. Now, I know a lot of you will probably say it's always been bad, it's never really been good, but as of like the last update, the Chop Shop update, people just don't even play the game anymore, it seems. 95% of the time you try to PvP with someone, they just start EWOing nonstop, or they go into an RC car, or they teleport to their apartment, get a vehicle, then teleport again when you're about to kill them. It's just been super boring to me. You've probably noticed I don't upload PvP videos nearly as often as I used to, and the main reason is because of what I just said. 95% of the time, you're coming across those same exact scenarios over and over again, and it's just a miserable experience. Very rarely do you get a good lobby with good PvP anymore in this game. And I would have thought that nerfing the OP explosive cannons and rebalancing the orbital cannon so it can't be spammed would have made some impact on the PvP in the game, and it did make somewhat of an improvement. Not getting spawn trapped by thermal jet cannons is obviously a huge improvement. However, the sad fact is that there are just so many changes that would have to be made to this game, in addition to the ones that have already been made, that I don't really see it ever getting to a point where it's decent again. With that being said, I do want to go over the main problems that I think exist in PvP so that maybe something could change. And I also want to go over something at the very end of the video that I think would drastically improve the game. And by the way, these are in no specific order, just in the order that I thought of them in. So number 1, heist warping. And this is tied for the number 1 sleep inducer when it comes to PvP in GTA Online. Someone could come along and kill you, and you decide you want to go and get revenge on that person and kill them back. So you go chase them down, and as you're about to kill them, you realize their dot disappears from the map, and all of a sudden, they are across the map at the facility, so now you gotta go and hide so you don't get orbed, or they teleport to their apartment and grab a Mark II from the garage. Both actions immediately stop the interaction and or halt it to a stalemate, aka turn it into a snooze fest. And you know, we'll even throw in job teleporting too, just any kind of teleporting across the map mid-fight. Heist warping, I think, needs to have a timer before you actually warp away, or something like passive mode, where if you get a kill on someone, you aren't allowed to teleport away for 2 minutes. But what would be even better is if you had a heist warp timer of like 15 seconds before it actually teleports you, where during those 15 seconds, you have to stand completely still, and if you take any damage or move whatsoever, then it resets the timer and you have to do it again. Kind of like how in Dark Souls, how the homeward bone works, where you use it and you have to wait till the whole animation fully completes before you teleport, which prevents you from using it in the middle of combat, because if you do get smacked, you get taken out of it and have to use it again. Second thing, the RC cars and RC car spam, equally as annoying as heist warping. Some might say even more annoying, because it's the same exact principle. The person teleports away, but this time into an off-radar RC car that they can use to attack you in while being completely safe on their end. And if it blows up, so what? They can call another one and spam them back to back to back to back. RC Bandito, RC Tank, RC Bandito, RC Tank. That's how it works. The solution here is quite obvious. I've gone over it a million times now. RC cars just need a universal 5-minute cooldown timer. I mean, it makes no sense why the nano drone has a 5-minute timer when it has limited range and leaves you vulnerable. Meanwhile, the RC Bandito only has a 1-minute cooldown timer, and you're completely invincible and can drive all the way across the map while you're using it. So can we please get some logic here? The third thing on this list is the orbital cannon. Taking away refunds made it more bearable, but it's still another thing that just kills any fun in fights, especially when paired with heist warping. The fact that you can instantly teleport to this insta-kill death cannon is a design feature that should be displayed in game design textbooks as to what to never put in your game. The shit should just be abolished, period. I don't need to say any more because we already know exactly why the orbital cannon is bad. I don't need to waste your time. Now for number 4, I'm going to combine a bit into one, and that is vehicle imbalance and vehicle bugs. I love that the Oppressor Mark II is nerfed finally, but it's still annoying as shit to go against in air vehicles. It's still not fun to go against in air vehicles. It ruins genuine air combat just by its existence. And the Raiju, a really fun air vehicle, don't get me wrong. However, it's plagued by bugs to where it has no sound sometimes and you can't see its tracers, so you end up getting to a point where the Raiju can sneak up behind you and you can never tell until it's too late because you can't hear it and you can't see it trying to shoot you until you're already taking damage, and it has explosive rounds so your aircraft is already disabled at that point. The no sound bug actually happens to all sorts of aircraft now. I've seen it happen to Sea Breezes, B-11s, Pyros, but it's most annoying with the Raiju because the Raiju is also a stealth jet, so you can't see it on the minimap coming either, nor can you hear it near you, so all around it makes for a very frustrating experience. And number 5, there is too much goddamn explosive spam in this game. Ewo spam with sticky bombs thrown at the feet upon spawn, non-stop. Homing rocket spam, grenade launcher spam, missile spam from vehicles, explosive rounds, the railgun. It's too much. You can't even go around a corner nowadays in PvP to engage someone in a gunfight without getting a rocket shoved up your asshole. Or someone using the explosive pump shotgun that just insta-kills you from one single body shot. This is something that just straight up will not change in regular free mode. And so for that reason, the PvP is always going to be a mess. It's always going to be bad nowadays. You can't even drive around a normal car out of passive mode without getting blasted by a missile. That's how bad it's gotten. And mining tech cars are a requirement now. There is just so much that is wrong with the game still this late in the life cycle that unfortunately we are probably just never going to go back to those golden days of pre-Doomsday Heist PvP where half the shit on the list didn't even exist at all. Back in 2017, after Smuggler's Run before Doomsday, we didn't have the Orb, we didn't have the Mark II Oppressor, we didn't have RC cars. That's 3 major improvements right there. Ever since Doomsday Heist, though, it's really just been on a steady decline over the years, and it sucks to see as someone who used to love PvPing in this game back like 7 years ago now. And the problems in this video that I listed aren't even all of them. It would take an hour-long video to even explain all of them. These are just the main ones that pop into my head when I think of GTA Online PvP and what I think is wrong with it. However, there is one thing that Rockstar could do to salvage any sort of good PvP in this game, and that is with an entirely new type of free mode lobby that would come with, say, a Cops and Crooks update, for instance. A free mode lobby that hosts all of that new content, all the new Cops and Crooks activities, and in it, weapons are restricted, vehicles are restricted, and properties are restricted. This way, the cops can actually use the cop cars without getting blown up to bits every second. It would essentially go back to the old days with gunfights, car chases, and drive-bys. You could register as a cop or a crook just like you would an MC president or CEO in the free mode lobbies now, and that would give you access to either the cop properties or the crooks properties and their various activities within them, which would include things like PvE free mode missions, or you can choose to interfere with other players just like stopping the crooks from completing their objectives as a cop or vice versa. This is the only way that I can see PvP being salvaged at this point, just having an entirely new free mode experience that cuts out all of that bullshit. Something that would kind of work like a brand new game mode, but the lobby of the game mode is a new free mode lobby in itself with its own rules and restrictions. And to be honest, that's kind of the only way I could see a Cops and Crooks update even working out. Because throwing a bunch of cop cars into the regular old free mode nowadays, what are you going to do? Try to chase someone down in a cop car that's on an Oppressor Mark II? Like, it just wouldn't mix very well. Let me know what you guys think about all this though, and do you think PvP is also quite dead in GTA Online right now? If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like, as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA Online content. I also want to give a huge shout out to all my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.